Greetings to all of you, wherever you're listening from. I am Commander Bimal Raj, a TEDx speaker, internationally certified trainer and coach, mindset mentor, and a teen and parents coach. In this podcast, The Awkward Talks, I bring you topics that are usually considered taboo or are not discussed freely by the youth, but are some of the most pivotal things that we should be talking about. Headaches and migraines.
Check.
Lack of concentration.
Check.
Vertigo.
Check.
Hot flashes.
Check.
Skin changes.
Check.
Mouth ulcers.
Check.
Dry mouth.
Check.
Frozen shoulders and stiffness of joints.
Check.
Night sweats.
Check.
Heart palpitations.
Check.
Anxiety.
Check.
Mood swings.
Check.
Inability to process stress.
Check.
Lack of self-confidence.
Check.
Eruptions or boils in strange places.
Check.
Shooting pains.
Check.
Ringing in the ears.
Check.
Hair loss.
Check.
Panic attacks.
Check.
Being overly emotional.
Check.
Well, you must be wondering what kind of checklist this is. Well, these are just some of the things that a woman experiences during her menopause. I have my friend Uma here with me today, and I would like to ask her, am I exaggerating about this, Uma?
Absolutely not, Bimal. I have personally experienced 80% of these, and so have most of my female friends. We all thought that there was something suddenly wrong with us. It was only when we spoke with each other that we realized that we were all going through it, and we just hadn't connected the dots to identify the key issue, which was menopause.
See, some aches and pains are normal. Why would you assume that there was something seriously wrong?
Basically because there was no logic or specific pattern to it. It wasn't like I would have shoulder pain for like 4 days. It was shoulder pain one day, followed by palpitation the next, mouth ulcers the next day, sometimes different things across the same day.
Wow. Well, I did study about menopause, and that's when I realized that there is something called perimenopause. Now, during my podcast on menstruation, I had talked about PMS that comes as a precursor to periods every month. Well, perimenopause is something similar. Menopause is when a woman's periods stop. Perimenopause is the period leading up to this. During this phase, ovaries releases eggs less regularly. Estrogen and other female hormones are produced less, and this leads to erratic and irregular menstrual cycles. The worst part is that if PMS lasted for 3 to 7 days a month, perimenopause in a woman can last anywhere from 2 to 10 years. Yes, I said years. Like menstruation, no one talks about this phase of a woman's life as well. I have read that this phase starts mostly between the ages of 40 and 44, but some women do experience it even in their 30s. I hope you have listened to my podcast on midlife crisis in men. Well, according to that, in all probability, while a woman is experiencing their perimenopause, we men could be struggling with our own midlife crisis. Now, this makes it even more difficult for the woman to get the emotional support from their spouses. Uma, we did list out a lot of symptoms in the beginning. But can you tell me the most common symptoms that occur in almost every single woman going through perimenopause?
So, Bimal, you have to understand that no two women undergo the same symptoms, but some of them are mood changes, trouble concentrating, headaches, hot flashes, trouble with sleep, joint and muscle aches, heavy sweating, having to pee often, and your regular PMS-like symptoms.
Well, I think the most important thing for each of you listening in is to know that these are very common symptoms and there is nothing specifically or majorly wrong. Unfortunately, this is a natural process and does not require treatment. However, you can always take help from a doctor and nutritionist to help in reducing the symptoms. Now, since all the symptoms are created by your body, one of the most important things to focus on is to take care of your body, whether it's through eating nutritious diets or keeping your body weight under check. Unfortunately, women have an increased risk of osteoporosis due to all the hormonal changes. So it's very important to make sure that you eat a good amount of calcium and vitamin D.
Another thing that we can do is stay away from the usual suspects like caffeine, alcohol, sugary and spicy food because they can easily trigger symptoms.
And of course, exercise regularly. I really don't need to stress the importance of regular exercise. See, the activity in itself helps in releasing endorphins, which make you feel good about yourself. And of course, it will help you sleep better and also protect you from weight gain. Remember that a combination of a healthy mind and healthy body is never by accident. It is always intentional, but the rewards are huge.
Another important thing to remember is try not to stress over these symptoms. As like Bimal mentioned earlier, they're part of a natural process. The best we can do is build on healthy habits that will help subdue or neutralize the symptoms. Having said that, if the symptoms are persistent and causing you too much pain, consult with your gynecologist.
Please remember that despite all these things, you can always live your life to the fullest. Find your friends and well-wishers, start some activity together, volunteer to help others, take up a new hobby or work on a talent that you had kept repressed because of your duties as a wife or a mother. See, it is natural to feel demotivated during this phase. And this is where your friends and well-wishers come in. For example, going for a walk or a run or even going to the gym can be difficult if you try to do it on your own. But if you have a friend or a group of friends doing it together, it helps you with your physical as well as mental well-being. As a man, it is true that I may never understand all the challenges and difficulties that the women go through. As a husband, what I can do is to be there for my wife and not get weirded out when she feels hot inside an AC room, when she gets overly emotional for apparently no reason, to give her the confidence and help her pursue her passion or hobby, whatever she chooses to do. And to be honest, I think this will be the first time in their lives that most men listening to this podcast would be learning what their partners go through during perimenopause. I'm very sure that this information will help us men to be more compassionate and understanding towards our partners.
You'd be surprised to know that many women don't know about this either. This could be a learning moment for them, for those women who might be suffering in silence and blaming their body and mind for all these unexplained symptoms that have suddenly cropped up and caused them to doubt themselves.
What I want to tell all these wonderful women is that please remember that this is not the end of your healthy life. It is just a phase, and if you have the right attitude towards life, you will go through this without feeling like a woman past her prime or even like a failure.
Bimal, is this all we are going to be talking about, like regarding perimenopause? Because it's a vast subject.
Definitely not. This is more like a precursor or a trailer because this is a very deep topic and it has a lot of facets to it. And depending on the kind of feedback we get, I think we will dwell into different aspects. What do you say?
Absolutely, because I would love to hear about the different aspects like the emotional, physical, mental health, everything that women go through during their perimenopausal stage.
Fantastic. We will do that. Well, please do rate this podcast if you liked this episode, and please don't forget to click on the follow button to make sure that you don't miss any of the episodes that we publish. Most importantly, do share this with as many people you can so that you can help both men and women who may be going through this challenging phase in their lives all alone and they may be even confused about what is happening. Well, this is Commander Bimal Raj and Uma Iyer, and we will be back with another awkward talk very soon.